Hello, my esteemed viewers. This is Medical Science Lecture. I'm very delighted to have you here. Today, I'll be sharing with you the reasons why pregnant women must be on folic acid intake. In other words, why women who are expecting to get pregnant or who are pregnant should take folic acid. That will be our discussion for today. Just to inform you, in this channel I give medical tips or medical education to my esteemed viewers. Again, I run classes for students of physics, chemistry and mathematics. Once again, my name is Dr. Godwin Obono. In case you are new to this channel, please hit the subscription button, turn on your notification bell so that once new videos are made, you'll be first to be notified. Again, like this video and share it. Let's Folic acid, also known as folate, is one of the B vitamins. Usually we have 8 vitamins that make up the B complex. And folic acid and folic acid or folate is one of them. Specifically, it's known as vitamin B9. It exists in 2 forms: the folate form, which is the natural form, and the man-made form, which of course that's the folic acid. The folate, source of folate is the food that we eat, the green foods, green vegetables, beans, and so on. From food, we can get folate. Then the folic acid, we can get it from our multivitamins or food supplement. That is a man-made form of what folic acid. What does folic acid do? Folic acid is a vitamin that is needed for the formation of new cells, like the blood cells, like the brain cells. It is also needed for the formation of the genetic material of the cell, which is the DNA and RNA. Of what need is folic acid during pregnancy? During pregnancy, between the first 1 month, about 4 to 6 weeks, that is the period that a tissue known as a neural tube will appear in the embryo. The embryo is a developing baby. Of course, you know, after conception or after fertilization, a zygote is formed. Shortly, the zygote becomes what? An embryo. And then the embryo begins to develop from one stage to another until we have a full human being that will come out of the body of the woman after 9 months. But the first 1 month, in other words, between 4 weeks and 6 weeks, there is one tissue called the neural tube. It appears in the embryo. The neural tube, after developing, it closes. And it closes. After closure, it will give rise to the brain, the spinal cord, the spine. The spine refers to the bony structure that covers the spinal cord. So all of that originates from what? The neural tube. But for the neural tube to close, it requires the availability of folic acid. It therefore means once folic acid is deficient, once it's absent or is inadequate, the neural tube cannot close. And failure of the neural tube to close will mean neural tube defect. And that's what we can also call birth defect. To prevent birth defect, or what you might say abnormality in your baby, you need to take folic acid. Now, there are 2 types of neural tube defects or birth defects. We have the one we call the spinal bifida, and the other is anencephaly. The spinal bifida occurs when the neural tube fails to close at the bottom or at the lower end. Remember, a tube usually will have 2 ends, the upper end and the lower end. When the lower end of the tube, of the neural tube, fails to close, either because of deficiency of folic acid, what you will have is that the part of the spine that is meant to close and protect the spinal cord will not be formed. And if it is not formed, it means that after the baby is delivered, what you now have is that the spinal cord can protrude from that part. And what you will see on that baby that has such condition is there will be a bulge or a protrusion at the back of that baby. And of course, there will be the consequence or manifestation of that is that such a baby may likely have leg paralysis, developmental delays, and also abnormality in the nervous system. All of this is because of absence or deficiency of folic acid. The other abnormality that you find, or what the other neural tube defect, is what we call anencephaly. Anencephaly is also called the brain defect. In this case, the upper end of the tube may not equally close because of folic acid absence. And if it fails to close, the brain cannot be developed or cannot be formed. The skull, of course, the bony structure cannot equally be formed. Such babies die while they are inside the womb of their mother. Even if they come out alive, they will die almost instantly. How do we prevent all of this? We can possibly prevent this if the woman take folic acid during pregnancy. Now, but because this entire formation takes place early in pregnancy, in fact, even before the woman would realize she is pregnant, the very first few weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, it has occurred. This formation of the neural tube and closure has taken place. Most times, even before the woman will realize she is pregnant. And because of that, it's advisable for every woman, even when she is not pregnant, but she's expecting to get pregnant, either she is married and she wants to get pregnant, it's advisable for that woman to already commence intake of folic acid. And even while she is pregnant, for all pregnant women, it's advisable they should be on folic acid intake, folic acid. Now, what is the recommended dose? When the woman is not pregnant, the folic acid recommended dose is 400 micrograms daily. And during pregnancy, that has to increase to 600 micrograms daily. Some experts believe that they can take as much as 1,000 micrograms. Remember, this has to be all through the period of pregnancy. And like I said, before pregnancy as well. Folic acid, like I said earlier, is present in the food that we eat. But this is not enough when the woman is pregnant. Because the one the woman takes from food, first, is not readily absorbed. And secondly, it may not be enough to sustain the development that takes place in the developing baby. So, for that reason, there is need for her to take an additional amount of folic acid in the form of what? Either food vitamins or food supplements. I want to believe at this point you have understood the need, the reason why every pregnant woman or every expectant mother should be on folic acid intake. In case you have any question, in case you have any comment, please drop them at the comment section. Again, do not fail to subscribe this channel and also like this video and share it if you find value. Thank you.